Jessa Blake.
Hey.
Yeah!
Every time I come on stage and there's music playing, I always feel like I'm supposed to like dance or something, but I'm so white I don't even have circadian rhythm, so we're going to skip that tonight. My name is Jessa Blake. It's just Jessica without the ick. I'm glad everybody showed up tonight. My buddy said that she was going to come tonight. She's like, I just want you to know I'm bringing my boyfriend. Like, okay, cool. She's like, his name is Justin, by the way. My ex-husband's name is Justin. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'd ever be mad at you for dating one of my exes. I think it would just confirm that we have the same mental disabilities. Who here has a job? Who in here does not get paid enough for that job? You goddamn right. I'm out here, inflation and Christmas, it's all bullshit. I'm about to do some heinous shit out here for some money. You know what I'm saying? Every day I contemplate being a stripper, and the way I see it work out for me and the club, like put a black light on me, I would make that bitch glow.
Come on now.
Most people don't realize is the more you see of it, the wider it gets. By the time you get to the hoo-ha, it's like looking into the Ark of the Covenant. It's just, and like I want everybody to know, I am aware I have the body type that goes to the Kool-Aid Man. I have a mirror and a mother. But, you know, the way I see it, you know, I got 2 sweet tea jokes for titties, and nobody can be hating on that. You know, and a derriere like a honey glazed ham. But, I mean, the way I see it, just put me in Claremont and call it a day. If you don't know what that is where all the old fat strippers go to die. It's the stripper retirement plan, if you will. You go there, you're going to wake up to 2 fat bitches making you eggs. And I guess the updated version of that joke is I need to make me an OnlyFans. Which my boyfriend, he's all for it. He's like, you don't have parents. Who cares if you see your butthole? I did do burlesque for a while, right? I did burlesque. If you don't know what burlesque is, it's like funny stripping, and you go down to pasties and panties, and then, you know, call it a day. When I did that, I was doing stand-up comedy and burlesque at the same time. So I was known as Tits and Giggles. Mm-hmm. My burlesque name was Vesper Divana. Vespers are the last rites of Catholicism. Divana is Elvira's mother's name. So kind of morbid, sexy, what I was going for, right? Okay. So I had that name a few months. I traveled, I did some shit, and then I realized my initials are VD. So you'll love my performances because they're contagious. All right, y'all gonna have to excuse my notes. I will forget every thought I've ever had, and I'll just stand here until my time is up, and we'll all just have to deal with it. I started doing comedy because my ex-husband told me I couldn't. And once he was out here, you know, I had to return him. Have y'all ever seen the return fee on a man to divorce him? Oh my God. Like, I tried to argue with the judge that it was damaged goods when I got it, but that shit didn't fly.
All right.
But, you know, once he found out I was out here slinging giggles, he was like, hey, don't be telling no dick jokes about me. Like, baby boy, you ain't got not one goddamn thing to worry about because you did not give me enough material.
Hey.
How are we doing tonight? You look like the kind of guy that would try to strip the copper out my IUD.
God damn.
I had a man one time tell me he bet me $50 he was gonna fuck me so good he's gonna rattle my IUD around a little bit.
God damn.
So I took his money, and then I called him a dirty armpit fucker because I have an explanation. I dated one guy one time, and he, while we were, you know, in sexual conquest, he thought that if he cut the circulation off to my arm, that would get me pregnant. So after he got an ice pack after I kicked him in the fucking face, and I was like, I don't know what kind of user manual that man had, but that's not how any of this works. Like, you could cut my arm. It's hormones, bitch. It's hormones. Google some shit. This is why none of y'all can find the clip. I just want you to know. God has forsaken you. Dating isn't easy, and marriage isn't much better either. You know, when you get divorced, a wave of freedom rolls over you that you know you're not going to have to just find some man's socks for the rest of your life. At one point, that man hadn't touched me in like 9 months, and I had already accepted the next stroke, and I was going to be getting was going to be biscuits and gravy related. I don't like when older guys hit on me because they all take their photos from right here, making sure they get all of the chins. Like, I don't need extra chins at all. Like, you can keep that to yourself and your wife. I don't like when younger guys hit on me. I feel too old for that. I was like, I'm probably old enough to have went to high school with your mama. Like, you're going to be waking up in the morning, I'm going to be making grits with her, talking shit about who your real daddy is, and I don't want to put you through that. I dated the first guy I had sex with after my separation. It had been a while since I've seen one, right? So, like, he's a cute little 5'6" Puerto Rican boy with a shack-sized dick. And I was like, what in the fuck am I going to do with this?
All right now.
Like, I'm going to have to fuck you in fractions. I'm going to have to ration this dick out for the week. I'm going to have to take some in a baggie to work with. I'm going to have to share with friends.
No.
Like, this is unreasonable expectations of women. And he wants to get me to get on top. I'm going to need a step stool. Have you ever had to get OSHA involved for fucking? There was helmets. I don't know. The first guy I dated after I got separated, he was a comedian because I like to make mistakes. And first date we went on, we're walking downtown Greensboro, right, being all cute and shit. So we're holding hands. Well, I have short, stumpy little fingers, and like his hands were rather big. So like I was holding his hand like this, because his hand and my hand just didn't fit, right? So next morning, I'm talking to my bitch friends, and we're talking about like, God damn it, girl, you're gonna make this dick look huge. And but he was a fucking weirdo. He went like 3 months eating nothing but carrots because he thought that would give he would seep the DMT out of him. My motherfucker starts turning orange. That's a red flag for me, and I can't fuck with that no more. I remember one time I was at I had this apartment, and he was doing yoga on my patio. He was doing in like a yellow Speedo, like little bathing suits for dudes that look like underwear. He was in one of those and a pair of Timbs doing yoga, and my roommate comes out and she just screams like a motherfucker. That was the closest to a black tank she had ever been, and he's over there scaring all the white women. We had to get her a drink for breakfast. And I think the reason I have such a hard time making meaningful relationships with people, and men especially, is because like growing up, I didn't meet my real mom until I was 17. So Mother's Day for me growing up was just my daddy going to a wet t-shirt contest to find me another one. My mama looks like Kim K without all that Ray J penis money. My dad looks like if you took every sad country song and it anthropomorphied itself into a felon. His third wedding was a BYOB event with moonshine and jello shots, and you had to RSVP to his email address, which was trbnasty@yahoo.com. I want to give you a minute just to soak in how much white trash that is. My blood type is PBR. Like every time they take blood from me, it's just a double malt liquor that came straight out the jar. Like my family thinks a fancy drink is going and like getting a bottle of Wild Irish Rose.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is malt liquor that looks like wine.
Yes.
That is malt liquor if you ain't got no money but you still want bitches. You can drink that shit out with a straw, and then hate crimes will happen later. It's just not a fun time. It's just not a fun time. That's how you show your penis to the neighbors. Is drinking Wild Irish Rose. And the cops are like, I get it, man. Just don't do that shit no more. I'm dating a man right now, and he's like a proper upper middle class family. Like they all have jobs and careers and button up shirts, and not one of them has ever stolen a catalytic converter. I'm like, how do y'all even do Easter? So like he's proper upper middle class, right? And the only class my family has like various forms of felonies. Like my grandpa went to prison for mailing his taxes back against a C, so wife number 2 and 3 couldn't get their alimony.
Oh shit.
They SWAT teamed our house. It was not a fun time. His son went to prison for robbing a store with a stick. And just so you know, gun beats stick every time. I would not recommend those actions. Where am I? All right, let's cha-cha slide over here. You know, his family's weddings have actual catering, and like mine, you know, have moonshine jello shots and just absolute bullshit. His family like nice, shiny people, and like for holidays without, you know, at least, you know, I've never seen a fist fight at his house, and like that's just weird for me. I was like, I should feel like I've been stabbed at a family event. Have you? I mean, we're both white. We're both the same. We're the same person. My grandpa's favorite flavor was methamphetamines. And so when I was about 13 years old, he was, you know, watching TV. And have y'all ever seen the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Okay, so you know at the end, the beast kills everybody, right? Well, my grandpa was tripping, and I'm 13. I don't realize what drugs are. I'm a little naive. I don't get what's going on. I'm a child. And he's over there, you know, watching the rabbit. He runs outside, because, you know, we lived in the woods. I mean, you can hear it in me. I sound like I was raised by the cats of Hee-Haw. And he goes outside, catches a rabbit, brings it inside, and puts it in the oven to kill the evil. So I let it out, and then I turn around, and he's got a revolver in his hand. Whoa, Butch, why you got to put that down? He lets it go, shoots me right here. Solid flesh wound, takes out a good chunk of my ribs. And I go, he's passed out by the time I get back up, so I take the gun apart, and I go to my dad, hey, TR, Butch just shot me. I need to go to the doctor. I need an adult. Because he didn't shoot you. Yes, he did. I'm bleeding. So he puts his hand out of his bedroom door just enough to give me Neosporin and a gauze pad. He tells me, walk it off. So I've walked off a gunshot wound, and y'all can't tell me a goddamn thing. Let's see. We're middle of the holiday season. Who's ready for this shit to be over with? Well, growing up, my granny, she was very militant about Thanksgiving, right? Like, Thanksgiving was always my favorite, because when it comes to cooking, I can kill it, cook it, clean it, grill it, put it in a can, and save it for next winter, right? I've been to culinary school. I've cooked in Michelin restaurants and country clubs from coast to coast. You know, I do know what the fuck I'm doing. I can make anything from hot dogs and hamburgers to $7,000 steaks. My granny, she was always very militant about Thanksgiving. Like, first week of November, you had to go to her house and she'd tell you what she was going to be bringing. Now, if you didn't make it to the meeting, she would call you and tell you what she was going to bring. If you didn't know how to make that, you had about 2 weeks to figure it out, or her and all of her trick bitch friends were going to make fun of you. My granny was the baddest motherfucker I ever met. She was, you know, she was just a thug in an A-line skirt with a 38 strapped to her thigh. Her hobbies included making moonshine and one up at church bitches. When she got married, her last name became Hussey. So my grandpa's favorite joke was she wasn't a hussy till I married her. Every year she would get 2 live turkeys, and one for Thanksgiving, one for Christmas, right? So she'd always name them something like Thelma and Louise or Bert and Ernie or something like that, right? Well, one year she named them Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I said, that's a little morbid. You're naming them about the day that they're going to die. And she was like, well, what would you name? I was like, well, I would name one Jive and the other one Motherfucker. And I was not allowed to name turkeys after that. If you had a boyfriend that you was bringing to Thanksgiving, she would make you, she made them bring like forks or knives or sodas or dry goods or something, because she found men to be incompetent. She's like, don't let them around fire, just let them bring the napkins. Let's see. My mom, on Thanksgiving, when I met her, she always made people go around the table and to say something that they were thankful for. And I would be like, well, I'm really thankful that I don't have to draw on my eyebrows. Bitch threw a plate at me. How much time I got? Keep wrap it up? Keep going? Okay, I want to give this back to him. Somebody has to flash me. All right, I'm going to give this back to him. I hope you guys